an even number, so I count up by the twos. Damn, you gon' count it by the twos. Roll with certified. First you gotta get approved. You know, I gotta get approved.
You know, we live from Buffalo, New York. You got my boy Pokolo The II over here. What do you do, man?
What's up, guys?
And it's been over a year since we interviewed you. We're back in the barber shop. You know. First of all, you was going for a different rap name last time we seen you. What name changed now?
Originally, it was Amika Israel. But that's a religious name, and so when you, as I thought more over this past year, it's like Pokolo the II. Pokolo is my father's name. Now, I've never met my father, and so when I do look in the mirror, I see an image of him, and I'm the second version of Pokolo, and that's why I said Pokolo the II. The Mikam Yisrael, I don't know exactly if all of that Christian or all that religious stuff is real, so that's why I switched it and brought it to a more real name. You know what I mean? Amikam Israel originally, it meant the rising people of Israel, the rising nation of Israel. But we see these people in Israel right now, and they don't look like me, so I can't say I'm an Israelite. You know what I mean? Unless there's something hidden behind it. But we already discussed that in the past year, when our last encounter.
That's dope. I know you had dreads the last time we interviewed too. What's up with the haircut?
I had hopes. Well, I don't want to say hopes. So I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to join the army. I'm going to go join the military. And I don't know why that came to mind. I guess I felt like, oh man, it was over. It was over. So let me see what I can do and try to survive and whatnot. And so I went to the recruiter. We had everything processed except a citizenship. I wasn't a citizen yet. And so I went to Oklahoma, finalized my citizenship and whatnot, and I came back to Amarillo and I was like, yo, fuck the military. Like, no disrespect to them, but I said no, because I'm open-minded as hell. And yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, it's not me. Like, I'm gonna say, why am I doing that? Why do I gotta do that? And they'll get rid of me in the military. So I was like, I'm not going. That's why I cut my hair.
That's what's up. Speaking of the military, do you think it's worth fighting for? You think it's worth fighting since the whole controversy coming up with the Black Lives Matter going on?
So, do I believe fighting for the country as a black man is appropriate, or just as a U.S. citizen in general?
Like we just hit the first.
As a black man?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, now, ever since last year, I've been reading stuff like philosophies of Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and all these people, and they say, like, you have to change your perception. And it's not just because, okay, so you could do something wrong to me, and I can say, oh man, I'm pissed off at you for doing what you did to me. But at the same time, I can also look at it in another way to see, oh, he's ignorant. He's ignorant. He doesn't know any better. And things will eventually turn out good for him, all right? So, as far as joining the military, there's people in this country that have done many good things for black people, you know what I mean? Or white people that have done good things for black people. And so I'm gonna make this one long too. So, when I came here, like, I'm from Liberia. I came here when I was 5. When I got here, it was a black couple African couple came and picked my grandmother and my uncle up from the airport. But through the whole time, a year later and whatnot, and from like about 8, 10, 12 years, 16 years, I've been here for 16. So 14 years, the white folks have been doing all the good for us, the refugees. When you see these organizations, it's all with white folks. There is some who, for the fear of God, for the love of God, are trying to help the African which is who all the black folks I'm going to label them as Africans. Okay, they're trying to help us, but there's of course evil in the world or whatnot. We don't know what there is a force in the world that's not wanting us to unite. Now that could be political, that could be economics, that could be everything, anything, religion. It's the same religion that is bringing us together, the same that is dividing us. And so, to answer that question, bro, it's a hustle. It's another hustle. I wouldn't say don't go join. It's like right now, I work with a whole bunch of white folks. If I say, oh, what they're doing to the black folks in this country, I'm not gonna go work. How the fuck am I gonna survive? I can't survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, nah, get your money. Racism will always be here. Okay, check this out. Speaking of racism, and like I said, I came from Liberia, right? Some black folks would make fun of other black folks. He called me an African booty scratcher. Yet we look very much alike. How the fuck am I an African booty scratcher? If I'm an African booty scratcher, what the fuck does that make you? If we look similar, if we're identical. So there's racism amongst our own people. But we fail to see that, and we're saying the whites do it. Yes, it's true, but before the whites came to Africa, I actually have it in my notes. Let's see exactly when they came. Luckily, I took U.S. history this past semester, so I kind of have an understanding as to how things happen. Okay, 1 second, bro. Sorry. Okay, this was during the 15th century to the 19th century, is whenever they took the Africans, whenever they went to Africa and whatnot, and took them here. Okay? But before then, the Africans were enslaving the Africans. There's slavery everywhere around the world, but they were enslaving each other. Before the white Europeans came to Africa, when I say white Europeans, people are going to say, well, what does that mean? Well, you have the Spaniards, you have these other nations. People only see race, they see color. Color only came to being, and I hope this video isn't boring for the for the folks that are wanting to see the music side of me, but before the music side, there is the educational side, and that's what I'm wanting to do, is educate. I'm actually an education major, okay? So, cultural, it was all about culture in the beginning, and not racial. It was all about culture, and being a Christian. They were primarily focused on becoming a Christian. The African was never a Christian before Europe. He wasn't a Muslim before the Arabs. And if you see an Arabic man and you see a white man, you'd say they're fucking twins. They look very much similar. And the same with the Spaniard. Okay? So, we wasn't always Christians, but we weren't always good to each other, and we're still not good to each other. Blacks on blacks is what I'm talking about now. So we get pissed off at other people for hurting us, but we're hurting each other the most. We hurt each other the most, man. But that doesn't take other people off the hooks. You need to stop fucking with us, you know what I mean? Even if we're killing each other, yeah, this is what other people's perspectives are. They hold this perspective. They say, well, we're killing each other. That doesn't give you the right to come and kill us. It's true, but if you keep killing each other, who the fuck is going to have value over your life? Nobody's going to value it. So they're going to keep doing what you're doing to each other. So yeah, man, to answer your question, no, I don't know. If you're in the military, you get your shit. There's racism in the military too, though. Don't get it twisted. There's definitely. I've never been, but I'm sure. It's the U.S. government, bro.
So how you feel about this whole controversy since the whole Black Lives Matter and racism out here with the white folks?
Black Lives Matter thing. You know, I took a picture the other day on my Crown Victoria. It looks like a police car. It is a black and white police interceptor. And I went to Amarillo High School, and I saw a group of athletes. They were playing football. They were mixed kids. They were white kids. They were Mexican kids and whatnot. Or Spanish kids. I guess I can say Mexican because that's a mixture of... Anyways, they were... So, I was like, yo guys. I went up to them. There was like about 16 of them. I said, yo, after your game, you should come over here and let's take this picture. Have you guys heard of the controversy? Have you heard of what's going on? this Black Lives Matter stuff, you know. They was like, yeah, cool. And I was like, well, let's take this picture. We're gonna say all lives matter. You know what I mean? Because it does. And my black folks are gonna look at me like, you crazy for saying that. What do you mean all lives matter? They're killing us the most. Yeah, that's true. But we're all here living, and we all depend on one another. All of the races. That's what capitalism has done. You know what I mean? And so we're trying to survive, but we're getting this money. The only way we come together is either through money or through religion. Or chaos. That's when we come. What do I think about it? There shouldn't be any of that. There shouldn't be that. There's another way to say, to try to make these people listen. But at the same time, if they've been doing it for a long time, man, they're not gonna listen. I don't think. Or they will give you a false sense of hearing and act like they're listening to the struggles and the problems, and you can demonstrate as much as you would like, but in the dark they're still doing it. The media is the only thing that is showing it. Where about the places where no recordings are at? We don't know what's going on, and that doesn't mean a black man isn't killing a white man either.
So you feel America's getting out of hand? You feel black people should go back to Africa and make Africa great again?
Now you're saying do I? You're saying do I? Okay, go. Okay.
That's it. That was my question.
Okay. Do I feel like America's getting, what was that question? Getting worse?
Yeah, good. Crazy.
Okay, bro, check this out. America has always been crazy. Give me 1 second. Let me go through the whole history. These are in my notes, guys. Do I feel America's getting crazy, and do I feel that we should go back and make Africa great again? In which it was. 1 second. Let me see. So, whenever they came to the Americas, what do you know what they were looking for when they came?
Profit, money.
Profit, money. Okay, that is true. Okay, so the first settlement in America was was by the Spanish in St. Augustine, Florida. Then Jamestown in 1607, then Plymouth in 1620, whatnot. Okay, so the majority of slaves were West Africans, 15th century to 19th century. And this is why I wanted the name Amika Misro, right? Because once I read that Bible, which isn't African, it's European. Constantinople is the one who made the Bible become the Bible and what it is. They made it national because Rome was conquering the world, and so they were distributing their beliefs to the world and whatnot. They did. Okay. America wasn't great, bro, because they killed a lot of indigenous people that were on this planet, on this continent, whenever they came to settle. Whatever they were finding, gold, glory, and God. They were trying to show who their God is. They were trying to get gold, and they were trying to just glory. You know, like, this is mine. This is what I've got. And it was the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the English, and those, all of them. People say Rome fell, right? And you will say, okay, so it's no longer Rome. The name isn't Rome. And they fell. But now there is this thing called the Reconquista, I think, and they were trying to bring Rome back together. And I want to say they kind of did. Christianity was Rome's religion under Constantinople whenever he made it the religion. Okay? So, the Romans, they just are dispersed. You have the Spaniards, you have the English, you have the Portuguese, you have everybody in the EU, the European Union, around that area. That's Rome. And then you have Africa. But Africa is so diverse, man. It's like, it's a melting pot, just as this United States is a melting pot. So when you ask that question, is the United States getting worse? The United States, I want to say, I couldn't tell you, bro, because back in the day, they were saying these are the end times. Today, they're saying this the end times. So it's just been fucked up. And the only thing that's keeping it alive is the religion and the good people. The wicked outnumber, I think, we don't know. Should we go back to Africa and make it great? Those who want to go back can go back, and I feel like they deserve to go back. But will people let them go? It's a matter of who's going to let them go. Because if a lot of people leave from here and go back to Africa, what do you think is going to happen to the business here? And when I say people, and those that are going back to Africa would be people dark in complexion that would be going back. And so, damn, how are we going to do? Like I just said, we're killing each other, right? And so now I'm from Liberia. Your question, should people go back? People from the United States are slaves. Whenever the U.S. was getting overpopulated, they said, you know what, these free slaves, man, we gotta dump them somewhere, like literally trash. We gotta dump these slaves somewhere. So they got some people from the Caribbean, they got some people from the United States, they got some people from here, dark people, African people, who were African descendants. They sent them back to Africa. The place that they sent them to was Liberia, the country that I happen to be from. Okay, they sent them back. Now, if you go look up Liberia right now, bro, like I'm saying, we're dependent on each other, the black and the whites. Because in Nigeria is thriving. Nigeria has oil though, and Nigeria was colonized by Great Britain. Liberia wasn't colonized by these other big dominant forces or these older giants. America is fairly young compared to the rest of the world, And so we're that youngin' that's trying to show our muscle, flex our muscle, and which we have. We have, like, the young talented. That's what America is. America is so advanced, developed. We have a lot of things that the rest of the world wants, yet we're so young. Why? Because the freedom of expression, because we are an open-minded nation. The other nations are closed-minded as fuck. Now that could be good and it could be bad. Because when you're too open-minded, what's right, what is true, opposed to being closed-minded and not closed-minded, but like being told, yeah, yo, this is the right thing to do, this is the right way to do. So then they say, well, if you don't like this country, go back to Africa. A lot of people don't know what Africa is, or they have been taught and conditioned to believe that Africa is this wild place and it's a desert and it's no good. It's filled with wild savages. Mind you, this was the tactic that was used in the beginning whenever they were trying to convert people to Christianity. They said these people are wild savages, they're beasts. They said that to the Native Americans, they said that to the Africans. Now, my question to you is, and I asked my professor this before, and I say, well, what color are the Native Americans? Since our society is so focused on color, if we're going to focus on color, then we would have to focus on the colors of the people in the Bible. We would have to focus on the colors of just history in general. Okay, so then these people that were here, they told the natives, they told the Africans that they were wild savages and they were beasts. And so they wanted to convert them to Christianity so they can tame their beasthood or whatnot. I asked my professor, I said, yo, if the African is black, and these indigenous people of the Americas, you told them to become Christians also, because they were wild savages and they were beasts, then what color are they? Because the Spaniards, remember I said the Spaniards, they came to Florida first. So they went to Florida, but then they also went to places like in Mexico and whatnot. And that's how you have the Mexicans. So then, what makes them Mexicans? What's a Mexican?
Totally around the world. They used to come with Native Indian people that was living over there.
The Indian people that are living over there, correct. But whenever the Indian people were living there, other people came there and took over those Indian people. And they started mating with those Indian people. Just as in Africa, whenever the English went there, whenever the other people, the Portuguese went there, they created mulattoes. So now the mulattoes, they were used to come back and forth to gather information and take it back to the dominant force. And so that's what I'm saying. These folks, they were Africans. So you can tell him to go back to Africa if he was already here. But that doesn't mean our generation now can't go find a spot in Africa to try to improve and develop its economy. It's all about economics, is what the old folks say. I'm still young, so I'm still learning about it. But that's what it's been about: poverty and rich. And it was the rich that created this off the backs of the poor. Well, who they made poor by taking them out of their environment. They were rich back where they were from, but they come here and they've got nothing. Just work and a whole lot of whippings, slaughters. So then if I go in the Bible, I'm going to read this verse. That's what made me change my name to Amikam Israel, the rising people of Israel, because of the hardships that the Israelites went through. You make them think that they were black folks. No, they would be sold unto another people in ships. The Bible says this. So then you're like, who went through ships? Who went by ships in this world? Who else went by ships? They say the Jews in the Germany, they were prosecuted too. They were Jews. They're the chosen people of God, but they're white in complexion. I think the God in the Bible is a prejudice, man. Do you guys know much about the Bible? What is your religion?
I'm Catholic.
You're Catholic? You're Catholic? You're Christian? Now you see, that's we all of us we're one side of that womb. That is our affiliation, depending on who is raising us. You know what I mean? And that's what it's been about too. The Catholics and the Christians and the Muslims, they've been going at each other's throats, and it's them that made a lot of these things possible.
Do you miss Africa? There's a more beautiful woman out there.
Okay, so do I miss Africa? I don't know Africa. It's written in my essence. It's written obviously in my physical appearance that I'm African. But do I miss it? I don't know much about it. Besides what I've read, and besides what I've read, man, it would be cool to visit. It would be cool to visit. My people, they don't miss it because we left Africa because of a war. The same kind of war that you will see in big cities where the black on black crime is at its peak, or was at its peak, or is headed towards its peak. And it was a civil war that we fled based on tribalism. So that's what I'm saying. Racism is within us too, or amongst us too. Africa was once great, and it still is. It has much of the resources that the rest of the world are surviving off of, according to books and scholars and history and Bible and whatnot. Because man was created. The first man was near the Euphrates River and the Tigris rivers and all that. That is around Ethiopia and the Sudan and all of these other places. That's where the Bible says man is from. And now everybody is reading this same Bible. But yet there's so much hate towards this God's chosen people. At least who the Bible says is God's chosen people. Why is there so much hate? Because the Bible predicted that. You see, I go back and forth because I'm still young, like I said, and I don't know. They say have faith, but no, you got to be logical. I got to have reason, a reason for that and a reason for that. God had a reason, I think. He had a reason for everything, right? In the Bible, he says he has a reason for everything. So I'm keep flipping. I keep flipping because I see a lot of truth, but then I look at mankind and I see all this fuck shit. Well, no, I wouldn't say fuck. Okay, I wouldn't say fuck shit. I see the Bible telling me that don't trust this person, don't mingle with this person or with this race, this group of people, because they're evil and whatnot and what they will do to you. And then you look at history and you can say, damn, that makes sense. These people really did come to my territory and come and claim a lot of my people off and kill a lot of my people, and they're still killing them, But then I ask myself, my people are the ones that sold others. They sold each other out. So without the help of them, how the fuck could this have all been possible? Do I miss Africa? Yeah, I don't. It would be cool to visit Africa. I hear Africa, like there's a lot of things that can be done in Africa. There's a lot of things that can be done in the whole world the world is vast, the world is big, but the media, or I don't want to, I guess it is the media, or just a lot of things makes the rest of the world look bad. It's like we are all in competition. All the nations are in competition. This nation wants them to come here. This other nation said, come here, make my economy grow, build my country. You see, we, in the beginning, the blacks, we came in for free. We came in for free, literally free to build a lot of the shit that's happening. You know, and of course the indentured servants and the Irish and all of these other people that the Europeans enslave of their people, you know, that's what I'm saying. So check this out. Imagine if slavery was reversed, right? Okay, like I said, we had slaves in Africa too. They were they were captured and whatnot, war, whatever. And so if you lost the battle, you would be taken and put into this tribe, and this tribe will rule over you, and you would be working for them and whatnot. Okay, so imagine if we went, and which I can't say we did. Africans, black people did go to Europe. They were in Italy. Yeah, Spain. They were in Spain. Like you've heard of the Moors or whatnot. And the Moors, they were composed of. They said they're composed of different ethnicities, like the Arabs and the blacks. But it was mostly blacks that went to Spain, and they ruled Spain for a long time until, actually, let me see, I have it in my history books records. They ruled, and so, and I read that they were the ones that showed the Romans or the Europeans how to shower, how to take care of themselves and whatnot. But you can look it up and you'll see it.
You gotta switch it up to music wise.
Yeah, really though.
Alright. Are you still doing music nowadays?
I am, bro. I am still doing music. I just started doing music I want to say about 4 months ago, when I started really giving it my all. After that one song that I released, I don't remember what song was it that I released whenever I last, a lot of songs. Anyways, I can break down, let me play this song that I do have so far. I'll rap to it. My homie Blauman and I are supposed to get on it. I'm actually dropping a video. This is deja vu because I feel like I said this the last time we met. I'm actually dropping a video this Friday, and it's of a remix. You know, I think I should actually go over that. Yeah, it's called Love 'Em by Liberia Africa or Levi Montana. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. He's from my country, Liberia. I have him as a friend. I've never met him, but he goes hard. He's talented. And here I am with my course. I'm with my part. Watch it. I got big racks. This is him. In the streets. Yeah. She says she fuck with the kid cause she love them Africans. Hey. Says she love them. Yeah. Says she love them. And it's okay to have pride in your nationality, but don't be extreme. She love them Africans, you know what is happening. I cash a check, I go to flexing on the Instagram. Big chopper, black belt, but no Jackie Chan. Out the mud, dirty picking, grew up in the sand. Hard-headed, big body, way before a man. I keep it peaceful, if they try, you send them to the man. Yeah, send them to the man. My picking, bluffing, more fussing, I don't understand, Levi. I'm too African. Clara Town, Harper raised too Liberian. Yeah. Shorty with the man, cheesing hard as fuck, cause she with some Africans. Whoa, she with them Africans. With them Africans, yeah. With them Africans, yo, Levi Montana, I'm 3 African. I got big racks in my pocket, no Nike, Jackie, chips on me in the streets. Yeah, I'm poking. Says she fuck with a kid cause she love them Africans. Yeah, says she love them Africans. Yeah, says she love them Africans. Yeah. So I just spit the whole bar. I mean, that's what I'm gonna have in the video. Hey, no. II. Doka flat. What I say? Watch it. Check it. I said. Hey. Refugee back. Oh my know that. Pokolo the II. Immigration Doka flat. Legend. Yeah. So that's that one.
Hey, Africa's got the reputation be scamming like the Nigerians. How Nigerians have that reputation be scamming motherfuckers.
So I've heard.
How you feel about that shit?
There's evil all over the world, and they're doing what they're supposed to. I mean, no, I can't say that's what they're supposed to do, but they're doing what they can to survive. Nigeria, there are a lot of rich Nigerians, like very smart Nigerians, yo. And like Nigeria was once a great empire. Like it was a part of the Songhai Empire. Ghana was a part of all of the. Ghana was a great empire just as much. You know what I mean? The Asante, all of these, and this is. It's the politicians, man. It's the politicians, and it's just their condition, their environments. That's what makes them scammers. Just as much, the United States is a scamming ass country too. A lot of people here scam. They do what they can to survive. I mean, I don't condone it, but I'm just saying, like, that's what they're doing, man. But if they weren't scamming, they're obviously brilliant people for fucking doing it and getting away with as much money as they do. They're intelligent people. We are great people, man. West Africa has many great kingdoms. You just don't read about it because you just lazy as fuck and you don't want to understand your history. You don't want to know what was before this world. You say fuck the history. What does history have to do with me? And then you have situations like Black Lives Matter and all of the shit that happened in the past. You see now that, and you're like, oh, okay. So that's what led up to all of this shit. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers don't like to do that. So that's why they scamming. I mean, fuck it. Do what you can, man, but don't scam your own people, and that's what they do in a lot of them.
Alright. I know you got that international sound and stuff. You think you go expand your music outside the United States?
Do I think I can expand my music outside of the U.S.? I know I can, but I can't make. It's not all going to be possible with me alone. It takes the people in my city, first and foremost. Well, I'm gonna say the people close to me, the people that I grew up with. It takes just them to share my shit, right? Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys, do you believe that if someone shares your music, one person share your music, do you think that can spark a lot of other people to share?
They can.
What do you think, bro? Yeah, bro. Okay, so, and that's what I've been preaching ever since I've been releasing my other songs. You know what I mean? I have a Spotify, I have a YouTube, I have all of this shit, and they are at 100 plays, 100 and this, some at 200. The most is probably at like 530 something. Like, it's not that much, man. You feel me? It takes you guys to share my shit, and then motherfuckers are always gonna follow. People are always going to follow, man. And I'm not a conformist or anything, but that's the only time I approve of conforming. But it's definitely possible. I know with the media, I can do it by myself to get my music out. People are listening to my I do a lot of acapella is what you call it. Yeah, bro, on this thing, Beatstars. And not Beatstars. Star Makers. Yeah. And I have another one that I want to. This is what me and my buddy is working on. A doctor turned between the legs within the womb. My eyes closed, you ever know, I come my swoop. The doctor sound, I moved around, but my status sick. Pray to God's in the all lost, problem vanquished. Appreciate Carfor Brown, Mawa Sangari. Miss Bullet fan, Lucy Peter, also about a week. The caretaker speaking ill for about 7 weeks. Warriors to prayers, cause that medicine ain't cheap. An adolescent, an adolescent. Hey, watch it. And adolescents trying to fit into a new nation. I took some D-House and alternatives to read the picture. Refugee, documented by the immigration. 1197, no birth certification. I was falling when I called, some just looked at me. 15 years trying to find love out here in the streets. Chin chill, the busy real shorty might just kill you. I'm gonna nurture disrespect and I might just heal you. Killers making deals, licking, picking, making drills. Yeah, bro. So I don't want to give y'all the whole, all of that, but I've really been making music for, I want to say like, since I was 12, man, no lie. Me and Rocco, that's who when I started rapping. I started rapping with him, he started first. And I peeped it, I was like, I'm trying to get on some rapping, you feel me? Express my fucking self. I didn't know that's what it meant at the time, but they said, like Jay-Z once said, this is where I heard this saying. He said the musicians in the beginning were prophets, you feel me? And so I believe that, because in the Bible all they do is fucking sing. A lot of those songs, a lot of the things in the Bible are songs.
You know, you think the city is more supportive of music nowadays?
Well, it depends on, I'm sure, what type of music. Definitely the style of the music, the genre, the age group that it's presented to. The city, I don't want to talk shit on it. I don't want to say the wrong things. It's not much supportive, because I post my shit on there all the fucking time, and I know a lot of people know me, not to boast, but I'm sure many people know who Monday is, you know. But they just be on that. I don't know, they say, oh, it's not my style of music, but come on, man. If you hear good music, you're gonna know, you know it's good music. And I don't give a fuck what genre it is, if you like music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, yeah, it's not very much supportive of the underground ones. You gotta be popular first, you know what I mean? And then, which I am, but they just, I keep calling it hating. And that's what I've called it for a long time, is that people are just hating. Like, so I don't think my shit's like terrible. I don't, because I wouldn't release my music if it was trash. I really would not, because I like to not give a fuck about what people think, but at the same time, you gotta be like, what's the word called, man? Not genuine. Fuck it.
Humble.
No, not even that. Not even humble, bro. Like real. I want to say it's real. Like, if you're gonna do it, you gotta put your all in it type shit. But there's a fucking word for it, but I don't have a dictionary right now. Oh, I have my phone. But yeah, they're not very much supportive. Next word.
How do you feel about the Rona OG?
Say that again.
The Rona OG.
Oh, how do I feel about? Oh, okay, smoking. True, smoking, man. It's definitely an addiction. I wish I would have never started. It started off trying to be cool, trying to be like my friends, and here I am. You see, back in the days, you used to see them old people that were smoking the cigarettes, and they you feel me? They do that shit. And here you are, like about 12 years later, and you're one of those people that are doing that shit. You know, it's disgusting. And I wish I would have never started that. So every day I say I'm gonna stop. And you can ask the people that I'm around; they'll tell you that this fool says that shit about like 20 times a week, man. But I don't ever stop. So I'm gonna eventually find a stopping point. Yeah.
You know, speaking of Rona OG, you never considered doing a reggae album?
I've tried it once. When I was with my ex, she's from Jamaica, and she gave me this name, Rascujo, and so I was like, I'm gonna put Don in front of it, Don Rascujo, and like, I tried it once, yeah. A lot of my songs sound like they're. Oh, I remember the song I showed you guys, "Feeling Me." It was "Feeling Me." That are you truly feeling me? Yeah, that was the song that I showed you guys. It was a little bit Jamaican, Afro. No, bro. To answer your question, no, not really. I dig it though. Like dance hall, yeah. Like that's the rapping kind, but like, yeah.
You know, TikTok is coming real damn popular nowadays.
Yes, it is.
And you think you make a hit song for TikTok that everybody could be that's going through it.
Well, check this out, bro. I feel like everything that I make is a hit song, and it depends on the people to decide on whether or not that is a hit song. And right now, it doesn't seem like that the people are doing that. But also, it's not getting nowhere. But in Amarillo, really, and parts of the other places that I know people in, or I have Facebook friends in who share it, which I don't have many shares. But yeah.
Got any new projects, music, anything big coming out soon?
That one that I played earlier in the video, the Love 'Em remix by Levi Montana. The Love 'Em by Levi Montana remix by Pokolo The II, which is that video that's coming out this Friday. I'm gonna shoot the video on Friday, probably get it released by Saturday. And what's the other song? I have about 4 other songs, 4 projects. Like I said, get it out there. Y'all stop acting too good, and I preached this in the past. Stop acting like you're too good for the people in your own city, you know what I mean? It takes you guys to get on the global stage. It's good, you're gonna have to work together and quit trying to hustle and get rich off of niggas for a feature. You feel me? Like, I understand you value your worth, but like, bro, if we're on the same level, don't charge me up. Don't try to charge me. We're gonna go halves. And it's gonna be at 0 and 0, you feel me? And we're gonna make this music, and we're gonna try to get our music out to the global stage. But don't be trying to flex and trying to stunt on me, you know, because you got a little clout and I don't have much clout. Or if I have a lot of clout, I won't try to charge you up, you know.
Last question. Got anything to address everybody or address the people?
Yes, I have this. All right, we're gonna it's like a recap. We're gonna recap. All right, Black Lives Matter. I respect it for real. But at the same time, you gotta think of what it's doing to the black folks in general, what it could do to black folks in general and their reputation. Because it's a slogan, man. It's a slogan, and people can go and spray that shit on other buildings who are not black. And just to vandalize and put Black Lives Matter on it and make you look bad as fuck, you know. And so that's what it's starting to do. And I've seen instances on the news where it's happened. Another thing is get to the bread, get to the money, get to the money. You feel me? I picked up one job a year ago at Academy. I probably shouldn't have said the name, but it's Amarillo. Anyways, at Academy, and then I went about a month ago, and I got one at Sonic, and I started hustling. So there's no excuse, man. You got to get to this cash. And if you're African, check this out. If you're a refugee, right? Well, honestly, everyone in this country, your descendants came. You're not your descendants, your ancestors or whatever, came here to make money and to capitalize. And for you to sit on your ass and not do shit is a shame to them. Especially you Africans, us Africans. We gotta, and homeboy asked me that question earlier, should we go back to Africa to make it great? Okay, now check this out. Whenever we came here for one reason, well, 2 reasons, 3 reasons. We came here for either 4 reasons. For either religious, because of religious persecution, we wanted religious freedom of religion. We came here because of genocide or war. We came here because of exile. You know what I mean? Another thing is we came here to work, man. We came here to get this money. We came here to really low-key build the United States economy, because what happened in the past will happen again. There's nothing new under the sun. And I feel like that's what the Bible is. In times to come, I felt the Bible is a lot of philosophy. And I love philosophy. And that's what it is. And so a lot of real niggas, quote on our today's term, real niggas, or spiritually awoke people or whatnot, gave game to the rest of the world and told them, yo, watch out for these people, or watch out for these type of people, you know what I mean? Or don't do this type of thing and you'll be good. You will be in unison with nature, you'll be in unison with God, you'll be in unison with yourself, who happens to be God on earth, or God in the flesh, you know? And so, you gotta hustle, man, grind. People are taking the easy way out and scamming, and so that's creating chaos. And that's the evils of the world. That's hell on earth. And the people that are building up each other and saying, okay, you know what, just because you're white doesn't mean I'm going to hate you. Just because you're black doesn't mean I'm going to hate you. Just because you're Indian, just because you're Mexican, just because you're what? Whatever nationality you are, whatever color or whatever you are, shouldn't define who you are as an individual. It's all about the inside and what you present out. You know what I mean? And so it shouldn't be none of that, man. Just respect your brother for who he is. Take care of your family. Do what you can do. Okay, remember this in the past. I've told you that I came here with my grandmother and her son, my uncle. And he got deported. So it's just been me and my old lady. And he got deported in 2012, I think. In 2012, and 22 years I am. That makes it 10 years ago. Is it 10 years ago? Okay, so, and I was however old. I started grinding, still then. You know, trying to, because she got out of work because she's ill. So I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to say like I do everything for her, no, and that's not the case. She's a grown ass lady and she knows how to live. She's been here for about 80 something years. I've only been here for 22. So, but grind, guys, grind. I know I probably got it off topic, got a little emotional, but grind. Don't flex on the local artists either. You got to support each other. In order to get our music, in order to get us out, we gotta pay, of course, because people want their money, they want the fetty. But a lot of things can be achieved here free of charge. Yeah. So thank you for listening to this interview once again. Yeah. And thank you guys for interviewing me, coming through.
Oh yeah. This concludes the video live for Pokolo Beats.
And sorry. He's concluded it. He's done the producer's conclusion. Here's mine. Follow me on my Facebook at Monday Peter. You can follow me on my Snapchat at Outlaw 400. No spaces, just OUT. Okay, LAW 4HUNNA. Okay, Outlaw 400. All right. And you can follow me on Instagram at my man May is like, damn nigga, hurry the fuck up. Hold on, bro, hold on. Hold on. One second. Sorry. I think it's Pokolo, Pokol. He started cracking up. Yo, my other friends, my guys, they laugh at that too, really. They like, what the fuck kind of name is that? Nah, that's just what they gave my pops, who I've never met, you feel me? And so, like I said, eventually I will get to meet them. I want to meet them. That's why I need to get this cheddar, get this fetty, meet my mom, meet my dad, you feel me? So, follow me on Instagram at POKOLO.THE.II. Okay, Pokolo the II.